Johnson,
Abstain.
Smith,
Yes.
Lees,
Yes.
Tiller,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Gibbon,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Euchre.
Yes.
Item agenda 2, approve the minutes of the May 21st, 2024 regular council meeting. Nick and Lowell.
Lees,
Yes.
Tiller,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Gibbon,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Euchre,
Yes.
Johnson,
Abstain.
Smith.
Yes. Public forum, non-agenda items. We'll close public forum. Agenda item 4, approve the appointment of Lori Larson as city representative to the Holdridge Area Public Library Board of Directors, replacing John Sauer, whose term expires June 30th, 2024. I believe everybody saw the letter that was in your packet, so. Ben moves, and Trent will second.
Smith,
Yes.
Lees,
Yes.
Tiller,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Euchre,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Item agenda 5, consider the second reading of ordinance 2480, vacating an alley in Dial and PCCF subdivisions and reverting the alley to the owners on the east and west sides of the alley.
Second reading, ordinance 2480, an ordinance to vacate an alley in Dial subdivision, lot 14, block 3, and adjacent to PCCF second edition, lot 4, block 3, Holdridge, Phelps County, Nebraska, to revert the alley to the owners of lots abutting the east side and west side of the alley, to repeal all other ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, to provide for the severability of all parts hereof, and to designate the time described when this ordinance shall be in effect. Be it ordained by the mayor and council of the city of Holdridge, Nebraska.
Corey and Larry.
Who's the motion?
Corey.
Tiller,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Gibbon,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Euchre,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lees.
Yes.
Item agenda 6, consider the annual update and budget request from the Nebraska Prairie Museum.
Hello. First time seeing the new digs. I like it. Yeah, so this is just kind of, I decided to come a little bit earlier this year than right at budget time like last year. But again, just the Nebraska Prairie Museum's reaching out, asking for the annual donation for the city to budget this year. Because inflation, everybody's feeling it. Nonprofits feel it even more. It's not like we're a for-profit business where we can increase our fees, we can increase our goods or services. And so I'm asking for $8,000. $8,000. Yeah. So I gave the proposal to Dane, $8,000 for the Nebraska Prairie Museum for this next fiscal year, and that is an increase from last year, which was requesting $5,000. And if we don't get the whole $8,000, we understand. Just any little bit helps a lot, especially with given this next year's fiscal year. We're anticipating probably less for Give to Grow, just because of the changes that they've been implementing and directorships and that. So then that makes up a large portion of our annual operating expense. So we've been expanding. So I think most everybody knows, I think a bunch of you have met him, Sam Bonzoff's our now full-time curator. That brings up our staff from me being the first ever full-time staff to now our second full-time staff in museum history. So that's huge. That really is expanding what he can do, what I can do. And so that's one of our big additions, at least for out there. And of course, Swedish Day is coming up and all the other big community events that we're a part of. So we're always expanding, doing new things. And so we appreciate the city's partnership and working with us. So that is that.
Thank you.
So consider that when you're putting together the budget. We appreciate your help.
Okay, thank you, Micah. Item agenda 7, consider the request for mini libraries from the Holdridge Rotary Club.
Different hat. So I was asked to come here today since I was coming already. Holdridge Rotary put together a grant. This is an annual grant that is put together through the Rotary Foundation, and this year's grant, we have purchased 2 of these little libraries. You've seen them probably in Lincoln and things like that. It's a blue, they are like a treated wood. If you know, I don't think it's that pressed plasticky wood. I think it's a treated wood that's been painted. And so what we're looking at 2 of them. One to hopefully be placed in the North Park, one to be placed in the South Park. What we would love as far as for the city to consider is creating man hours to install and maintain these. They're kind of a community, like the community will put in books, take out books, it's kind of that sort of thing. And Rotarians have volunteered to kind of monitor, make sure, nobody's putting, Playboys in there or anything crazy. But the biggest thing that we'd ask with the city is just kind of helping with the staff hours and kind of choosing a location within the parks that would work.
Have you guys done any research on vandalism to them or maintenance on them? Do they get tore up a lot?
Not that I know of. Specifically, like these are one of those public trust, types of community things. It's one that you see in cities and that they're surprisingly fairly well. People kind of, because they're community good, people don't usually mess with
You
them.
said parks though, right?
Yeah, so we were thinking in the north and the south parks.
You're aware of the vandalism we've experienced in the past in our parks?
I've seen the spray paint in the Veterans Memorial Park, if that's what you're referring to.
There's been we've been putting up a lot of damage in our parks for several years, for our restroom facilities and everything else.
It's been pretty calm for a while.
Yeah.
True.
You guys just changed it.
Saying.
Chief's over there looking at you too.
Might be something to consider.
I said
Yeah.
the C word.
If it does come into a point where graffiti does go on that can be a Rotary community project where we go and repaint them. So those are some opportunities too that come up. I know for the city staff, that's another thing to mow and trim around. So that's something to consider, but also just installing them as well.
If you're just asking for us to have the city guys install them, put them up, not maintaining them, not nothing, just mowing around them, Rotary's gonna take everything, or are you wanting the city to make sure that they're?
I don't really perceive them to have that much maintenance. I mean, if the post gets, like somebody drives over the post or something crazy like that, we might ask the city to help us reinstall a new post. Those kind of things, it's somewhat flexible.
So is this on wheels? Does it need a foundation, a concrete slab?
I believe it's a fixed 4x4 post that's in the ground.
That's it?
Oh,
The one I've seen in the past, they've either got a 1 post or someone
Yeah.
got 4 posts that you just put in the ground.
So like
And there's just like a little box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, this picture, I was thinking it was way big.
Our pictures were much bigger.
I think they're only about like that big.
The approximate dimensions, the approximate dimensions is 18 inches wide, 21 inches tall, and about 13 and a quarter inches deep.
Yeah, you were looking at the books in there.
Yeah.
So you're looking at, maybe 3, 4, 5 books in each.
It looks to me from like the reference photo of what we purchased, it looks like it can fit 30, 40 books.
Oh,
So I mean,
yeah.
it's decent
Yeah.
sized.
Micah, is this similar to what you're thinking?
Yep.
Yeah, something I can,
Is that what, the one on their, your Rotary Facebook page?
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right.
Have a birdhouse.
Yeah, it's like a birdhouse. It's like-
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
Is it, is it the plexiglass, glass, what's in, what's?
I'm not too sure, actually.
Most of them are plexiglass, the ones that we've seen installed before.
So, yeah, they're purchased, they're furnished. The biggest help that we're asking for the city to consider is installing them. And when I say maintaining, it would be just weed eating, letting us know if something gets broken, and seeing if we can make a community project, if we want to help paint, that kind of stuff.
Do you have an idea of where in the park?
That's something we just wanted them to be in either park. We can probably get Rotarians to go out and maybe flag a specific spot when we get a little bit closer to that. Otherwise,
Then we can idea if there's sprinklers in that area, so if you flag it, then we can kind of move it accordingly.
Kim and Chris, or Kim and Chuck.
And I just have a question regarding, does the Rotary Club, or have you considered, any monitoring about what kind of books or stuff goes in there, or are you gonna monitor?
Yep, we have got a couple of Rotarians that live in the nearby in the parks, and they said they would just kind of keep an eye on. And again, it's a public trust thing. You got to trust people are putting stuff in, people are taking it out. There's
I'm
really
talking more about the content of what might go in.
that's what I'm saying. We'll have some
Yeah.
Rotarians just checking on it, seeing how that goes. Like I said, nobody wants to find some Playboys in there or anything. And that's again, it's a trust thing. We're all neighbors. We all want to have nice things, and we hope that when it comes to vandalism, when it comes to the content in there, we're all we all live next to each other, so it's kind of a public good.
Sounds like a good idea.
Get with Kim and Chuck. And
I have just one last question.
we need a motion.
Yeah, so do people then just, if you have books,
Mhm.
just put them in there?
Yep.
Or you just take them? Okay.
The other thing I just kind of reminded me too, I have come across some of those where pests do kind of come in there, so it'd be pest management, making sure no wasp nests are going into there, or ant nests and stuff like that. So that'd be the only other maintenance that I can think of.
Second a motion on this?
Please.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Ben and Nick.
Smith,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Teller,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Gibbon,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Euchre,
No.
Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you much.
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate it.
Open discussion. Natalie, we'll start with you this time.
Nothing for me tonight.
Chief.
Really do.
Chris.
Nothing?
No thanks.
Dale.
With the storms and things that have been going on, I know the city workers have put into a lot of work to do a lot of cleanup. Appreciate their efforts. I know this last one, I think they were short-handed. So, thank them for doing that. That's about it.
So what's up?
That's what I was gonna say, we had a real mess over at the park and they did a great job.
Yep. Same.
Not only the park, but seriously, side streets picking up branches and helping move stuff. The yards did a great job.
Lola.
I have nothing else.
Nothing else?
I have nothing this evening. Thank you, everyone.